What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Otto Tyson Fury. Get this. Otto states that Tyson Fury seems very difficult to work with, and he contradicts himself all the time. If we go in depth, he had this to say, quote, he says, "Now, I'm not involved in the negotiations that he's been dealing with, of course, but if you look from the outside, it seems like Fury is playing around too much and making everything more difficult," Wallin said. He also said he, which is Fury, is surely difficult to work with. He contradicts himself all the time on Instagram and in interviews. To me, it seems like Fury is the one who's the problem. LUCIC, whom he's supposed to face, already has a match. He's going to fight Daniel Dubois in August. Fury still hasn't boxed. He fought against Derek Chisora in December. He could have easily had at least one more fight already and defended his title, but he hasn't. He keeps saying that he has tried to set up fights with everyone. No one wants to fight him. I don't think anyone believes him when he says that. He seems very difficult to work with. If I'm being honest, I think he's the one throwing a spanner in the works himself. With Fury, it's different. He's in a position there. There's only one like him. There are a lot of fighters in my position. As long as he isn't forced to take certain fights, it will be difficult to get a rematch against him. As planned, I really want to, but he can choose whatever he wants. He'll pick fights where he can make the most money with low risk. That could possibly be John Jones and Francis Ngannou. And those are the words of Otto. And let me counterpunch. Otto is right. He is absolutely, positively right. Why? Because, see, with LUCIC and Fury, that lasted and it drug on for a long time. I mean, to the point you're like, okay, what the hell is really going on? And you know something funny? It seemed like nothing got popped off or really started until Tyson Fury said something that he said something that he wouldn't do that he ended up doing. He said that he wouldn't get involved in negotiations no more. Okay. And then in the same day, his father said, "We're only giving Usyk 30%. If you guys can remember that." I'm like, okay, well, what the hell is that? And then it was I want to say a Wednesday or a Thursday, where Usyk came out and said, "I'll accept your offer for 30-70. Your shitty little offer, I'll accept it, but you have to do these terms for the Ukraine, and let's go." And then Tyson Fury, instead of saying, "Okay, let's do it, you idiot, I get 70%. Ah ha ha." What he did was, okay, how about for with no rematch? How about that? It was almost like he was just daring Usyk not to fight. I mean, he was like daring him not to fight. Like, hey, how about no rematch? Like, if that's the main thing, that's what gets this fight over the line. Let's make it happen. It shouldn't be no small, stupid bullshit about a rematch. A rematch clause. Who cares if whatever it is? You know, and then he was like, "Well, you put the rematch clause in there," Tyson said, Usyk. So, okay, we all know that. Okay, so then after that, Usyk has a fight next month. Okay, so he, with the same manager, the same promoter, right? With Daniel Dubois, which was the mandatory, Frank Warren, along with Igor Klimas and Alexander Krosuk, right? They got that fight done. And it makes that, for one, it makes that look bad. It makes Tyson look bad because Tyson's sitting there without a dancing partner. Now, they claim they had one, which is yet to be released. But nonetheless, we have a guy in Tyson Fury. It makes him look bad because he still hasn't found a fighter. And Usyk has. And that just shows you, well, why is it so easy for the same promoter to get a fight over the line with a different fighter, with the same fighter that they're trying to negotiate instead of Tyson Fury? Daniel Dubois and Frank Warren getting that fight done and made before Tyson Fury's makes that look very bad. That makes that look very bad. Now, I know the Furyites will say, hey, you know what, man, he just, LUCIC was just being difficult. Man, nobody offers a unified champion 30%. That's stupid. That's like a mandatory. That's like mandatory stuff. That's not a mandatory. That's a unification. You have to respect the belts and what the guy's accomplished, and he's defended it, something that Tyson Fury has never done as a unified champion. WBC, sure. But back to what Otto Wallin was saying, yeah, it makes Tyson Fury look bad because Usyk has a fight and he still has yet to find one, supposedly. Next, moving on, what Otto Wallin had to say is, hey, well, he won't fight anyone unless someone makes him. Well, he's in the perfect position because he's with the WBC. We be crooks, we be cunts, we be con men, we be whatever, right? They won't make him do anything because they are all the things that I worded above. They're not reliable. They're not thorough. They're not professional. They are chicken shit people. WBC is bad because the WBC once upon a time used to be about something, being a sanctioning body that called themselves someone of integrity. But they won't make Tyson Fury do shit. So he's in the perfect situation, just like they didn't make really Deontay Wilder do shit. They made him fight somebody that they chose to fight, and it took them years to get that fight off the ground. And I'm talking about Dominic Breazeale. Okay, so no, he's in a perfect position because nobody will make him do something because he's at the right job or the right sanctioned body where he can sit on his ass, and then Mauricio Suleiman will make excuses for him. That's what we're dealing with. So Otto getting a fight with him is slim to none. But I'll leave you guys with this. If Tyson Fury really cared about his legacy, really cared about the people, really cared about fighting the best, the first thing he would have done, he would have fought Otto Wallin way before he ever would have fought or thought of to fight someone like Derek Chisora. And I mean that because no disrespect to Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora is off the radar. Otto Wallin was the guy that gave him and that landed on him more than any other guy that has since then. If he wanted to really challenge himself, he would take Otto Wallin out in a knockout. He would give him another shot because that fight was very, very challenging due to the cuts. I think he beat Otto Wallin, don't get me wrong, but just to shut people up. Like this guy gave me a really tough go and he went 12 rounds with me. There was no knockdowns. There was 2 solid cuts. If he was anybody else, that fight would have been stopped. Otto Wallin would have been a winner. I understand that. And this guy's been calling you out, and all you can say is crickets. That's something to really think about. You guys tell me what you think about Otto Wallin saying that Tyson Fury to him is making it difficult for guys to fight him or to make fights with them. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!